Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the wild world of one of the most intriguing characters around, the psychic flesh type man. You might be wondering, what on earth is a psychic flesh type man? Well, he's not just your average Joe. He's got some mind bending abilities and a few moral gray areas that lead him to break some serious laws. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 laws that our friend, the psychic flesh type man, has totally ignored, and trust me, it's quite the ride. Let's get started. So, who is this psychic flesh type man? Picture this. He's this unique fusion of psychic powers and a kind of tangible essence that makes him both fascinating and a bit odd. He can tap into thoughts, influence emotions, and even manipulate physical objects. His powers are as cool as they sound, but they lead him down some pretty shady paths. His main motivation? Maybe it's power, revenge, or just a twisted sense of justice. But whatever it is, it leads to him breaking some laws that you might think are pretty relatable. Let's kick things off with his first offense: unauthorized use of his psychic powers. In our world, we can't just waltz into someone's mind like we own it. But this guy does. He assumes it's okay to read thoughts without consent. Imagine someone peeking into your brain while you're just trying to enjoy your coffee. Not cool, right? This breach not only invades personal privacy but creates chaos in the lives of those around him. Next up is trespassing. Now, you might think of trespassing as just walking into someone's backyard, but for him, it's more like walking into someone's brain without knocking first. He breezes past do not enter signs like they're mere suggestions. This leads him to private properties and confidential situations, which can really upset the balance of trust and safety in his community. Moving on to fraud. Who doesn't love a good scam movie, right? But our psychic flesh type man takes it to a whole different level. Using his powers, he deceives people into believing he can provide psychic services when he actually can't. It's like charging someone for a magic show and then just pulling a rabbit out of a hat only instead of a rabbit. It's just him pretending to be something he's not. Not only does it hurt people's wallets, but it shatters their beliefs in authentic connections. Now let's talk about something a bit darker: assault or battery. Our psychic friend doesn't shy away from using his abilities to cause harm or fear. Picture this. Someone is just trying to mind their business and he decides to unleash a wave of negative energy at them. Yikes. Not only is this dangerous, but it can lead to lasting psychological impacts, which is why it's a big no-no in the law book. Coming in hot with the next law: disturbance of the peace. This guy can be quite the handful. Whether he's showing off his powers in the street or inciting chaos during a quiet evening, he's a one-man party of trouble. It's like bringing a loudspeaker to a library totally kills the vibe and frustrates the people trying to unwind. Let's get real about illegal surveillance. We all know it's wrong to snoop on others, right? Well, this psychic man uses his powers to sneak a peek into people's private lives, kind of like eavesdropping on a phone call. While he thinks he's just gathering information, he's really invading people's personal spaces and lives. Not okay. Next up, conspiracy or collusion. In a world where secret plots are the norm, he finds himself in the middle of a few schemes. Instead of being a solo act, he partners up with others to pull off some shady deals, which puts him in serious legal hot water. You know what they say about too many cooks? It usually ends with a recipe for disaster. Speaking of disaster, let's chat about obstruction of justice. When he gets involved in legal matters, he doesn't exactly play by the rules. She actively works to derail investigations. It's like throwing a wrench into the gears of justice. This not only makes him a target for the law, but also puts innocent people at risk. Now on to theft. If you thought his psychic prowess wouldn't extend to stealing, think again. He takes it upon himself to borrow things from individuals, whether it's ideas, resources, or even something more tangible. Imagine your favorite book disappearing just because he thought it was cool. Totally not fair. Finally, we have endangerment. His reckless use of powers often places others in harm's way. It's like playing with fire without thinking about who else could get burnt. He doesn't realize that his actions have consequences for those around him, and that's a huge problem. So there you have it, folks. 10 laws that our psychic flesh-type man has broken and why they matter. Each offense showcases not just his abilities, but also highlights the moral dilemmas we face when power goes unchecked. What do you think? Is he a misunderstood anti-hero, or is he simply a troublemaker? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this chat, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more awesome content. Next up, we'll explore more about our psychic friend and dive deeper into his journey. Until next time, stay curious.